Hello, welcome to Dragon Boat Dynasty, a podcast where I share my experience in building, coaching, and scaling a Dragon Boat team. My name is Sean, and I'm the outgoing head coach of Argon Dragon Boat team, with over 100 active members based in Malaysia. I say outgoing because officially as of the middle of 2024, I will no longer be a coach with the team. So I've been working very hard to pass a lot of these workloads and decision making and creating leaders and all this kind of stuff over to a lot of other people. And I'm going to pass everything to the team. So today's episode is about paying too much attention to inclusivity. It was the end of 2023, towards the end of 2023, where we are preparing for Penang, where I started to notice the women's team has not been performing as well as the previous season. The previous season was in Padang, in Kedah, where they got third place, which is the highest the women's boat has ever gotten in a serious race. And by the end of 2023, the performance kind of was quite abysmal, to be honest. And I didn't know, I couldn't do anything about it because I had to leave it to the leader to manage the team, the women's boat, and I had to get updates from her. So during the Penang race, I saw the way they were prepping for the upcoming race, and they were asking each other to relax. They started singing songs, and it's not something I would have done. It's not something I would have thought that a team, a lineup with this level of seniority would require, because I would expect that they would have gotten over their race jitters by now with so much experience, but they are still clearly they're still struggling with it. But I can't get in between their process, so I just watched from the side. I let them go through with whatever process that they used, and during the race set, I was watching from the shore and I could see their execution lacked conviction and passion. It was as if they were trying so hard to fight their own mental state that they couldn't use their mental state to execute and maximize their physical power. It's always this internal battle. So after the set, I spoke to a lot of them individually. Some of them said that they lacked chemistry this season. I quote, they said that they did not work enough, or they did not work hard enough to build a bond. And a strong bond was very important to the girls. In a way, I didn't agree with it because I have been coaching the girls for many years, and this was the first time they say that it's the girls' method. It's not. It's not about being girls or guys. It's just, but I wasn't that sure, right? So maybe I thought, okay, I will take whatever you say at face value first. And then I spoke to other people, and then I found another group to have a different kind of frustration. They believed that bond was important, but bond should not make or break a team. They believe that all the paddlers should be objective enough to get on a boat and give their best regardless of who they're paddling with. So chemistry is a bonus, but even if you don't have 100% chemistry with a team, you need to know that at the very least you can go in and give your best to everybody. It's not as if it's the first time they're paddling with each other. They've been doing it for years. So to this group, that is a kind of excuse that could not hold water. So who's right and who's wrong, right? The fact is, they're both right. Different people are motivated by different things. Some are focused, goal-driven people, and some are emotionally driven people. And these two groups of people are motivated by two different things. And as a coach, my role is to know who is driven by what, and to dangle the right carrot in front of everybody so that I can motivate them to maximize their potential. But I feel that in my progress of allowing more to take up the leadership role, despite me explaining to them the dynamics of people's personalities and what drives them, what motivates them, most who don't understand the dynamics of personalities lead them in ways only they understand, and they assume that everybody is motivated by the same way as they are. So as a result, they're alienating others, and these are the other people. The problem with goal-driven people is that they don't tell you when they're frustrated. When they have reached a point of frustration that they cannot take anymore, they will not complain. They just give up and leave. That's it. They decide by themselves that this is not the place for them, and they move on to another place that can give them what they want. And it is a loss for us as a team because we don't know how to maximize their potential. And in this case, in this situation, the girls' boat, the people who led the boat, or the people who had the largest voice, the loudest voice, they were alienating the most valuable bunch in the sports team, which are the goal-oriented people. Sometimes I find us focusing a little too much on being inclusive to everyone. We want to make everyone feel welcome. We want to make this team a team that everybody will feel happy in. We want to have everything. We want to win. We want to have fun. We want to be the biggest team. We want to be everything. And we always do this at the expense of the stronger people, the strong paddlers, the people who are goal-oriented. And we do not give them enough attention and platform they need to thrive. So as a result, they get frustrated because the training isn't tough enough. The training is not pushing them to the limit. And the general consensus of training is generally like it's too soft, it's too lenient, we're not strict enough, we're not pushing people enough, we're not authoritative enough, we're a little bit too chill, too lenient. So in the case of season 13, two of the team's strongest women paddlers wanted to leave because they couldn't find what they wanted in the team. They wanted to be given the best opportunities to fight for medals. And they want teammates who are willing to fight as badly, not to focus on this feel-good chemistry. But people who are chemistry-driven also bring very important dynamics to the team. They connect everyone together. They work hard to build, to grow relationships, and to a point where everybody has this family-like bond. They're also the ones who create and instill a lot of loyalty in the team as well. They are the ones who build memories. And in my mind, they're equally important. So how do we create a team that caters to everybody? Do we choose one side and risk losing everyone else? Can we live with just being a stone-cold, focused sports team, like purely on performance? Are we still doing what we do if the team becomes stone cold? Are we still the team that we set out to build? Will we still like to be a part of this team if the team becomes a stone cold team, becomes a purely performance driven team? A few years ago, we created a special unit that's focused on winning races. We call it the Elite Program. It didn't go well. There was a lot of toxic drama that arose, and it nearly destroyed the entire team because we lost control of the whole thing. But looking back, we know why it went wrong the last time. And if we do this again, perhaps this round things will be different. Just recently, just last week, I floated the idea of running 3 separate trainings every single weekend. So there are 3 separate boats. Each boat has a varying intensity. It will give people the opportunity to train as hard as they can and want to in that weekend. Because sometimes you just want to go and have a workout. Sometimes you just want to go and hang out with friends. Sometimes you didn't have a good night's sleep, the Friday before, or you had a very tough week at work and you cannot give your all, right? But for some other people, they rested enough and they're here and they want to give all out. So different people want different things. Having this varying intensity will give everyone the opportunity to train as hard as they can and they want, but it will also break the team-wide chemistry. It will be broken into small units, and each unit will have their own group of people, class of people, if I may. And it will perhaps even create a glass ceiling because this group cannot go to here, here cannot go to there. And well, officially they can, but maybe based on peer pressure, they can't or they don't want to. And because they don't want to, they're in one end of the spectrum for too long, and then they find that after a while they cannot move to the other side because they don't have the confidence to do so. They feel that they're not good enough and all these kinds of things. And the ones who are too good will find that they are the best ones, they are the superstars, and the other groups of people are just not good enough for them. All kinds of things will happen. So glass ceiling will form. There are no right answers, but I believe that the worst decision to make is not making one and keeping things operating the same. Because if we have done the same thing for the past few years and it has given us a good result, this episode wouldn't be here in the first place. So the fact that this episode is here means that what we have done in the past few seasons did not work, and we got to change the way we do things. So if we make a change, there is a 50% chance that we can get things right. But if we stay where we are, there is a 100% chance that we will eventually lose our best paddlers because we cannot do so many interventions. And I have to let go and allow the system to work itself. So this year, we'll be testing, having 3 multiple trainings with 3 varying intensities within the same lake training week. And we hope that with the maturity of the paddlers now, as opposed to before, and the way we are more objectively approaching it, we should be able to get better results and better performance. And the paddlers should be able to understand why they do certain things, and they can move around if they so choose. And I will come back to you guys with some findings, maybe by the end of the year, maybe by the middle of the year. But knowing what we know now, I think we will keep a very close ear on the ground as to what's happening along the way so that we can make pivots and tweaks along the way. And if it really does have any sign of hitting the fan, we'll just pull the plug right away. So we'll see. By the end of the year, I should be able to come back to you guys with some findings. And until then, that's all for this episode. I'll see you in the next one.